Hollywood was convinced Home Alone was going to be a disaster. It had no major stars, it had a 10-year-old as the lead, and its holiday release was competing against movies with A-list stars. Everyone expected it to flop. No one expected it to become the highest grossing Christmas movie of all time. This all starts with John Hughes. He's the writer and director behind major movies from the 80s. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, The Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, Planes, Trains and Automobiles. That was all him. Hughes was the king of heartfelt and relatable family stories long before Home Alone. The idea for Home Alone came from a moment when he was packing his son's suitcase for college. And as he was doing it, he began imagining what the house would feel like being empty. He asked himself, what if a family accidentally left their kid behind? It was a simple idea, but studios thought it was rushed, unrealistic, and too silly to anchor a major holiday release. Warner Brothers rejected him outright, telling him that no one wants to watch a movie about a kid alone at Christmas. The irony of all this was that Hughes had built a career proving studios wrong, but this time around, he wasn't sure who will take the risk with Home Alone. At the 11th hour, 20th Century Fox stepped in to save Hughes, but their deal came with several conditions. They slashed the budget from $14 million to $10 million. They told him that filming had to be done in 8 weeks, he couldn't have expensive actors, and they wanted it released in the most competitive box office window of the year. Essentially, they were setting him up for what looked like a guaranteed failure. Then came the casting miracle. During auditions, Macaulay Culkin walks in the room. He did one audition. That's all it took. Chris Columbus, who was the director of the movie, immediately knew Macaulay was Kevin McAllister. He had the charm, the sarcasm, the innocence, and the perfect comedic timing. The studio panicked when they heard this. It was the last thing they wanted. The entire movie now rested on the shoulders of a kid nobody knew. Marketing was just as chaotic. Like, how do you promote a Christmas blockbuster with no stars and an unknown child lead? Instead of running from these weaknesses, Fox embraced them. What they did is they marketed directly to kids. They made Macaulay Culkin the face of the campaign. They leaned into the fantasy of having the house to yourself with no parents. I mean, it's something every kid had imagined at least once. It was bold, it was different, and exactly what the movie needed. Opening weekend changed everything. Home Alone made $17 million, double what Fox expected. It debuted at number 1, and instead of fading, it stayed at the top for 12 straight weeks. The final numbers were unbelievable. It did nearly $477 million worldwide. It has become the highest grossing comedy in history for more than 20 years, and it remains the most successful Christmas movie ever made. For a project every studio rejected, it became one of Hollywood's biggest wins. The impact of the movie reshaped family entertainment. For starters, Home Alone proved kids could carry a blockbuster, and it changed how studios marketed holiday films. It turned Macaulay Culkin into the highest paid child actor in the world, earning $40 million before hitting his teens. And it cemented John Hughes as just not the voice of 80s teen films, but one of the greatest commercial storytellers Hollywood ever had. More than 3 decades later, Home Alone is still everywhere. It earns $20 million a year in TV rights, merch sales spike every December, and new generations discover it every Christmas. And the craziest part, everything Hollywood thought will make it fail ended up making it iconic. It having no stars, having a silly premise, a tiny budget, and a script that was written in 9 days. What looked like weaknesses became its superpower. A simple idea of a kid being left behind turned into one of the most iconic movies of all time because John Hughes trusted his instincts when everyone else doubted them. I'm Cindy, and this is The Underrated. We share stories showcasing game-changing strategies and moments that shape business, music, sports, and culture as we know it today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We drop videos like this every Wednesday on YouTube.